In the U.S., members of the United Church of Christ have voted in favor of joining the anti-Israel boycott campaign. Two other major churches will also meet to consider the move. Palestinians and their supporters have welcomed the decision, describing it as an indication that world opinion is isolating Israel. European finance ministers prepare to consider Athens' request for new loans in a last-ditch effort to keep Greece in the Eurozone after it defaulted on a debt repayment to the IMF. Greece says its latest proposals for cuts and reforms are close to the creditors' demands. At least 14 people have been killed and over a dozen wounded in a fresh U.S. drone strike in Afghanistan. Local officials say the pilotless aircraft targeted a militant hideout in the eastern province of Nangarhar. Many Afghan civilians have lost their lives in the U.S. drone campaign in the country. Thousands of Spaniards have rallied in the capital, Madrid, to protest the controversial public security law. Human rights activists say the legislation, also known as the gag law, severely limits freedom of expression and citizens' right to protest. The law has drawn international criticism for what's been called its repressive nature. Saudi warplanes have conducted fresh airstrikes on Yemen despite the deteriorating humanitarian situation in the war-torn country. In the most recent attack, Saudi jets targeted an oil truck near the city of Saada. Earlier, 4 civilians lost their lives as warplanes pounded a school in Hidan district of Saada province. Teenage boys died of Ebola in Liberia after the African country was declared free of the disease nearly 2 months ago. Officials have warned that more Ebola patients might be identified. The fatal disease has killed more than 4,800 people in Liberia since its outbreak began in December 2013. And Syrian Foreign Minister Walid al-Mualim has condemned the United States for its support of terrorist groups fighting the Arab country. During an interview with Russian media, Mualim also criticized the so-called U.S.-led anti-ISIL coalition. He said Damascus considers many of the coalition's members as supporters of terrorism.